Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm still here after all these years, after all these tears I shed. I'm still here and I'm walking this earth like I should be. There was days that I didn't know if I would be. Yeah, yeah. Now I stand tall with my feet in the ground and my head in the clouds. 'Cause I'm still here like I should be. Yeah, yeah, like I knew that I could be. Here we go, here we go. I'm still here. I'm here.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
You once again were gone last week. It's weird how fast it goes.
Okay.
I think maybe people are getting used to just hearing me sometimes.
Are they commenting that it's way better?
No, I think most of the time they miss you,
Oh.
honestly.
Okay, that's weird.
You bring the comic relief, I feel like,
Okay.
to the podcast. So we are already into December. Which
Yeah.
It's crazy. We have our Christmas lights up and our Christmas tree up. You're making faces. What does that
Well,
mean?
I mean, minimally. People are probably like have a picture in their head of, oh, there's lights everywhere.
Well, it's not like Christmas Vacation.
No.
If you haven't seen that movie, you have to watch it.
I mean, there's no lights on the outside of our house,
There's lights all along the path.
which is not touching the house.
That keeps a fight from happening.
It does. Yes.
So, we used to put lights on the house.
Yeah.
And
I
we
like
have
how you said we.
Well, Larry used to put lights on the house, and we have like these peaks, so it's really cute when it's outlined. The problem
Looks awesome.
is, and you guys can weigh in on this. This
Please
is
do.
great debate. I feel like Christmas lights should come down after Christmas, and
I feel like Christmas lights should be turned off after Christmas.
but stay up.
No one sees them but you.
I know.
When they're off, no one sees them.
Okay.
It's the truth.
I can't do it.
I know.
So
Therefore, what happened?
lights are down.
And they stayed down.
And they stayed down.
I was willing to put them back up.
But they had to stay up. Yeah. So we have lights along the pathway, and we have a Christmas tree. And Ivy, our Great Dane, has discovered that there are candy canes on the Christmas tree. And she's the only dog I've ever known that loves candy canes.
She's a big fan.
She helps herself to them. I was thinking maybe we should just unwrap them. That way she eats
and hang
less.
them?
Yeah, that way she eats less plastic.
She takes them off the tree and she'll bring it to me to unwrap it.
Yeah, well, sometimes. She ate one before.
Well, I wasn't here.
Yeah, okay. So she only brings them to you.
Okay.
Anyway. I wanted to talk a little bit about the stress of having cancer during the holidays. The expectations, the boundaries, the pressure to make things perfect. There's kind of a lot that goes into it. And we're just getting into the holidays, and I think this is kind of the start of like, oh, the list is long and what do I do and all of that. And I feel like having cancer adds to the pressure of wanting things to be perfect just in case, right?
Yes.
Just in case it's your last one.
Yeah.
You want your kids to have great memories. You want your family to remember it this way. You don't want your illness to negatively impact holidays.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes it even harder. Like the stress of that is so much, right?
I can't imagine. Yeah. It's I mean, there's just no way you can have an event, whether it's birthdays or Christmas or the big things,
Mm-hmm.
and not consider, wow, could this be my last? Even if all tests are good, even if that doesn't matter. I mean,
Yeah.
to say it wouldn't cross your mind is just untrue and crazy.
Yeah.
It's normal.
It is. So it's kind of like you add that stress to what is also already a stressful time of year, and I trying to figure it all out is just, it's tough, right? There's like the emotional weight of it because you're thinking these thoughts that you don't want to be thinking, and I feel like you said, big events bring that around more often. There's this pressure to be kind of on or be cheerful and be all of these things that frankly, it's just is really challenging to be when you're also dealing with metastatic disease and maybe not feeling good and going through treatment, all of that.
Yeah.
You know, there's guilt about not feeling good, which is just another layer of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you don't want to disappoint your family. And then there can also be comparison of how things used to be and how they're different
Before
now,
cancer, you
before
saying?
cancer, or how things are being, you know the anxiety starts early and it keeps going, I think, and we just have to figure out how to alleviate it to the best of our ability, or learn to live with it, right, in a way that's tolerable and makes you feel like it's maybe a happy medium
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah, I suck with anxiety anyway. You throw cancer on top of it for me. Holy crap.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Well, I mean,
You
just
feel like your anxiety impacts you anyway? Is that
for
what you're
sure.
saying? Yeah.
For sure. And in some ways, a healthy way.
Yeah.
Like it causes me to work more and all of this. But in other ways, it's just not healthy.
I think it's important as women also, if you are in a situation where you have a partner, I think it's important to be able to share your stress about this kind of stuff and maybe talk through both like your calendar, what it looks like, and what maybe should trim or change, but also just the kind of all the shoulds that we often carry. And is it something that you really need to do? Is it something your partner could help with? Is it
Mm-hmm.
something you scrap?
For sure.
all of those kind of things, just making a list of things you normally do and what are the priorities and what can go away, and what are some things I feel like are become big, like, to me, and then I realized like nobody else cared. Like nobody else really cares. So is it worth
I try to be
the
that
stress?
reminding voice
Yeah.
to remind you of that.
Yeah. Well, I will say, like, for me this year, we almost didn't get a Christmas tree. We were about a minute and a half away from not getting a Christmas tree. In our family, it's a real tree or nothing. And we were just it was a yucky day, the day that we went out and got it. And we ended up getting it. And it's got ornaments on it and lights. And I think that's the extent of my Christmas decorating this year. And I'm fine with that. The stockings don't need to come out, the whatever, the other stuff. I think it's okay. What? You're
Well, normally
peering.
we don't we take stockings to Florida?
Sometimes, yeah. Yeah, a lot of
So.
times we. So for us, and this is something too, that cancer is an opportunity for new traditions. And sometimes I think for us, we did Florida well before cancer, but to be able to kind of have a different sort of focus or make new memories can also be a good way to not miss the things that aren't working the same way,
Yeah.
as in the past. So we generally do all of our decorating, take it down before we leave. It takes a very tiny little bit of Christmas with us to Florida, but most of the time that we're in Florida, Christmas is not really a thing, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I think it's good. So just dealing with the stress and figuring out how to move forward during this month is challenging. What do you think as a caregiver? How do you feel like you can support that, or you have supported that?
Well, I think it depends on what you're talking about. That
Hmm.
was
Very broad.
Very broad.
Well, what about the thing is, like, let's talk about the different levels. There's still the stress of living with metastatic breast cancer. So there might be tests going on. There might be scares going on. There might be pain.
Yeah, I think to be a sounding tool for you or those kind of things. I also think I need to not only just listen, but I also need to bring up reality when it starts getting off of that. When we start spinning into all the possibilities of things, that's where I got to come in and I think point out the reality of sometimes percentages or whatever, like to go, well, it absolutely can be this too. And
I think is huge to me. Once cancer has entered your life, you immediately think that everything is cancer.
Everything. Yeah.
And you're really good about saying it could be just a headache.
And that's what I try. I didn't
right?
say this is what it is.
Yeah.
I just pointing out other things that most likely, or I'll point out the fact that I have the same thing, or I've gone through the same thing and I don't have cancer.
Yeah.
So those are normal things that people have because you've lived with it so long. You don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't, as I age too, I don't know what normal aging is, right? I mean. I have there's so many questions about, like, when something occurs, is it cancer related or is it truly aging, right?
Right.
All of those things. Also, like with scheduling, kind of that stuff of being able to go, yeah, we should get it looked at now, or even, hey, have you thought about asking your doctor if you can wait on this a little bit? Or how do you want to handle, like, how do you want to go into the holidays if you are questioning how you're feeling, right?
And I think that depends on the person.
Yeah. And and even just timing, like, can you get a scan done and have the results and that kind of stuff? Or do you want to just put it out of your mind for a little bit? Or
can you?
Yes. Yeah. Like, how do you deal with all of those extra things that are going on during the holidays? Let's talk about relatives and family members and gatherings and things like that.
Can definitely be stressful.
Yeah.
We all here in America obviously just had Thanksgiving, which is the first opportunity for families to get together and haven't seen each other in a long time and all of that. And, the uncomfortableness of, if you're going through treatment, they're worried about you, but maybe they're not in your inner or even second or even third circle. They're family and you get together a few times a year. They're going to have a lot of questions. I think as the caregiver, you are that buffer. You are that sounding box for them to get their questions answered, so they're not asking, the person with cancer, but also putting down boundaries, and for you, just saying, hey, this is what's going on, and just right now wouldn't be a good idea to bring up this. Let's just pretend that Heather doesn't have cancer today. Let's do a day where we literally, and I know you guys are all wondering, and I'll answer any questions you have, but let's just pretend, put it out, because that's the day we want to have. Or the opposite. It really just depends on, maybe, if you are the patient or you are the person with cancer, maybe you do want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's healthy for you. And that's how you can move through, but it's really up to that person.
Yeah, I agree. And I think it is kind of, and it can be both of those things. I'll be happy to answer your questions, about cancer. I'm happy to talk about it, but I don't want to talk about it in front of the kids. You know what I mean? Or, no, I don't really want to talk about this today. Or I think also just sometimes things just get said so fast by people. People say, oh, you look great, or, oh, you look terrible, or whatever. I think the caregiver can come in and help alleviate that, maybe provide some humor, or
because everybody's got like the great aunt or the drunkle, or whatever. They're just going to do whatever the hell and say whatever the hell they want. You can't really help that. That's family. And you try to prevent those things. Like there has been times where we just haven't gone.
And that's it.
We just no show. And or not no show. That sounded bad. But we just say, hey, this is just not a great time for us. And when you were doing treatment, we just didn't do it.
Well, and that's where you can play the cancer card, right? Like you get to do that.
Yeah.
You can say even the day of, especially the day of, you can say this isn't working for us today.
Yeah.
And then that's an opportunity for you to really to do something different and make it what you want it to be,
Sure.
you know? And low key is fine and
It depends on where you're at in treatment or just
yeah.
post treatment or just,
Yeah.
hey, you get to do all that.
Yeah. I did my first chemotherapy on December 21st. I remember. So I don't remember. I think I was still feeling okay by Christmas, but I was
Oh, you
like,
were.
it was a weird thing for us. And we'll do an episode here soon about that time of year. But you know, we pivoted everything. We were planning on going to Florida,
Yep.
all of those things, and then here comes cancer. So we were putting together all new everything at that point, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, boundaries with relatives is important. Holiday stress in terms of gifts, cards, all of that kind of stuff. Do what you can do. You know, you don't have to be well, I online shopping has made things a lot better
True.
and easier. In 1998, we were still shopping in stores, but you know, a year that you're diagnosed is not the one that you have to send out the perfect Christmas card or anything like that, you know.
You don't have to send out shit.
It's true. I did think for a while, I was like, ooh, I should send a card so people know I'm still here, but we're past that at this point.
Oh, like Christmas cards.
Like Christmas cards, like, what's the update? But you don't have to.
No.
And with all of that, you don't have to apologize about it either, right?
No.
There's just people will give you a lot of grace and happy to hear from you if you can do it, but it certainly doesn't have to.
And if they don't,
yeah. Oh, he's giving people the middle finger if you're not watching.
Hmm.
Some helpful phrases during this time of year. We're keeping it simple this year, or shorter works best for us, or we'll stop in, that kind of thing. Or, you know, just even we'll see, we're going to, you know, make a call the day of, we'll see how I'm feeling.
as
So,
everybody knows, we're going through a lot. So
Yes.
we will see.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just, if people don't understand that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
and there's, it's going to be some of your family that doesn't understand that because those are the ones. Yeah.
Well, I mean, the thing is that when then you're making them have to think about cancer or about things that they don't want to think about.
Mm-hmm.
They want just their holiday to go well. And of course, to be with you also, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But there is a lot of this is impacting me when you are injecting all of that.
Yeah.
So there's also like a lot of internal conflict in terms of like, I want to do this, but I really am tired. You know, just how do you manage what you maybe used to be able to handle and you just can't right now? And just the difference between savoring moments and feeling like overwhelmed by all of them. So, what do you do with that? And the fear of missing out. Like FOMO is a real thing, but also getting burned out kind of thing. So just got to keep thinking intentionally about how am I feeling? What's causing this stress? How can I alleviate it? Who are the people that I can talk to about this? And what is realistic? Resting before and after, maybe focusing on a couple of really meaningful traditions for you versus trying to fit them all in, those kind of things. There's a lot of head nodding going on.
You're doing great.
Thank you. I just think with the holidays, it just can be really hard. And I think that inner track of what you're feeling and your thoughts are is amplified during this time in terms of fear and worry and that kind of stuff. So the other thing, you know, with holidays is that it's not a time to abandon your kind of go-to things that you're doing to help you stay on track in terms of, you know, from a mental standpoint, from being able to, you know, do some meditation, visualization, those kind of things to help you remember what you're trying to think about, you know, some journaling, all of those things are are really important. I don't I know, energy conservation is a thing during this time, but also prioritizing your own health and self-care is important. Um, you don't owe anybody anything during this time. So you just get to do you.
Yeah. Yeah, and when you were diagnosed, we had some plans, and those got weird, and we ended up going to a concert, and I think we were planning on going with other people.
Yep, we
Okay,
were.
that is okay.
Yep.
And they all went, and it wasn't anything like we left them in the dust or anything. It wasn't that.
It was a big group.
It was a big group, and it's just I don't think we had talked to all of them prior to that. Haven't seen them since the diagnosis, and then that's weird, and everything's weird. It can be weird with family, especially in the beginning.
Yeah.
I just really remember all of that. It's just this new thing just became your whole life, and whether that's the person with cancer or family members,
Yes.
it becomes your whole life. And it's a new life, and you don't know anything about this new life. You're clueless about all of it, and you're just trying to some extent, gorge yourself with information to learn about something new. And at the other time, wanting nothing to fucking do with this new information and thing. And then you have all of that, and then you have the people, on it's just, that's really hard and uncomfortable. And the holidays take that times
Amplify
10.
it. Yeah. Well, the other thing is, when you're talking about that, all I can think is I couldn't regulate my own emotions, let alone have to regulate somebody else's.
Yeah.
And that's what, when you're doing holiday gatherings, you are one, grieving, emotional, all of these things. And then you're trying to manage somebody else's emotion on top of that. And it just feels impossible. So
Yeah.
that's where sometimes keeping a smaller circle, because we did find that the more that you're around people, the easier it gets, right? So you just have
100%.
to do that a few times or whatever. But with each new group, it's hard again because you're going back to step one with all of that.
Not that we need to take a lot of time to talk about this, but that was part of the reason why you decided back in 1990. What was it?
I was diagnosed in 1998.
Back in 1998, this was back obviously before we all had computers and internet and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But you just wrote letters.
Yeah.
You wrote a letter to everybody that would possibly want to know what's going on with me, and sent it out to everybody, and literally it got just shared. Yeah. Shared and shared and shared and shared and shared. And it went out in our community, and then beyond and beyond and beyond, and did that. So that initial, hey, haven't seen you in a couple of months, wasn't as uncomfortable.
Well, the great thing about that too was also, they knew what was going on, but I wasn't getting the feedback on that, which is where one thing, like with social media, now you put a post out and everybody comments on it. And sure, that can be positive, but it also is like an energy and time suck. And some people say the wrong things. And the great thing about letters was they're just received, right? Like they're not, it's not.
And some people wrote letters to you.
And then I'd get cards and good things. And I literally remember saying, send cards and, tell us a funny story, or let us know if you're watching something good on TV.
But it was such a good idea, because you got to tell everybody from a really thoughtful stance on, this is what's going on, this is what's coming in the future, I don't know about this, I'm scared about this, this is what's going on in the family, and then you got to then say, this is what I want.
Yeah.
You'd put that in there, like, this is,
and
I'm not talking about casseroles. I'm talking about, this is what I need from people.
Yeah.
This is what I don't need.
Yeah.
This is what aggravates me. This is what makes me happy. You got to say all of that. And there was responses, but it wasn't immediate. And since putting that out there, and again, I guess you can put that out there in social media and do the same. If I only want positive things and somebody puts a negative, block, see ya. You can do that kind of thing. And I highly recommend it. If you're newly diagnosed and want to share that information on social media, now's the time to block the idiots. You may have been suffering through the idiots or putting up with them because you're like, well, I want to see all. Nope,
Nope.
not anymore. Get
I
rid of them. See ya.
honestly, yeah, I agree. I think let's kind of table that stuff
Sorry.
for next time,
Yep.
and we'll go into the story and
Okay.
kind of how we're dealing with some of that. So
I don't get the show notes, so I don't know really, what to say.
oh, there's so many show notes. All right, we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Thanks so much for watching and being a part of our community. It means the world to us. Our goal is always to help as many people as possible live well with cancer. You can help us by subscribing and sharing episodes when you hear of others that could benefit from it. We really appreciate your time spent with us and your commitment to offering hope and inspiration to others.